Yeah, the Parisien are reporting tonight, obviously the Paris local newspaper, that it's not completely done, but very close, that everybody is very optimistic that Kylian will extend his contract in Paris for the next 2 seasons. We've talked before on the show about the offer that PSG made, 50 million euros a year in wages, the signing on fee, of course, of 100 million euros. Very likely the armband as a captain, and also the promises that the team next season is going to be very competitive with new signing, all of that. So we will have to see. I was not told this was true. I have to say, people are still telling me that he hasn't decided yet between Real Madrid and PSG, between leaving and go to the Bernabeu or staying for a short extension. And I want to believe that, but in Paris, like we've said before on the show, they've been optimistic for a while now. So I don't know if that was the message that they were getting through, or a feeling that they had in the negotiation that they had with the Mbappe family. Remember that Mbappe's mum, who is obviously his agent with his dad, went to Qatar only 10 days ago to meet with Nasser Al Khelaifi, with the Emir of Qatar, the club owner, to discuss Kylian and the future. So we know the discussions were very open and very engaged, but I'm not sure we can say right now that the decision has been made.
Jules, I was reading the article and just looking for some clarity here, because I'm not sure if maybe I missed it in interpretation, but it sounds like PSG is almost offering Mbappe a say in building the team around him. Is that true?
A saying, I don't think is the right word, but I think they've said to him, listen, the team is going to be better next season, because that's what he wants. He wants to be able to win the Champions League. He wants to be the captain or the player who will deliver the first ever Champions League for the club. This is his idea. Let's not forget that he's a Paris born and bred kid. This is his hometown. This is his club. And I think before leaving, in his mind, ideally, this would be the greatest achievement of the. And then he can go to Real Madrid and win loads of things with them, or Liverpool, or wherever, Manchester City, wherever he wants to go. Staying in the team, I don't think so. However, someone like Aurélien Tchouameni at Monaco, who is really close to Kylian, they like each other, they spend a lot of time together with the national team. If you say to Kylian, would you want Tchouameni to come to Paris and play with you? Of course he's going to say yes. And of course, you know that maybe he's already spoken about that to Tchouameni, or maybe he spoke to Tchouameni about playing together for Real Madrid next season, because Real Madrid also want Tchouameni. But I think it's the same with Paul Pogba. Him and Kylian are very close. Again, if PSG said to Kylian, would you want Paul Pogba with you in Paris? I'm sure he would say yes, and I'm sure them two would have spoken about it already. So if that means a saying in the team for next season, then yeah. If you means okay, who do you want next to you? I don't think he's picking who's going to be in that team next season. But of course, this is part of the conversation.
50 million euros net, Shaka, per year. Plus, they're going to build a pretty good team around him, he's told. You turning that down?
What kind of question is that? Turning that down to do what? For what? Listen, if you're given, listen, you offered 50 million net to do anything, you do it. Well,
even if you want to be at Real Madrid?
If Real Madrid, here's the debate. The question is, how much money is Real Madrid offering? I mean, and when...
You're saying what's the difference between...
No, yeah, so I'm just told, right, so...
There should be a bit of money.
No, but my point is, when you get to that amount of money, you can't spend it all yourself, right? So you have to make a decision whether you feel, and again, just going back and talking about Real Madrid and the culture of that football club and what just being at Real Madrid brings, that's the balancing act here. But Kylian Mbappe, and while you can say, well, we're not talking about money, he's French. And how good would it be for a Frenchman playing for a French club to deliver the highest honor in the game? That also has to have a certain amount of attraction to Kylian Mbappe as well. So even if we're saying that the difference in the money isn't at the point that it makes a big difference in his life, that's a question that only Kylian Mbappe can answer, because of what that means to him on a personal level as a Frenchman representing a French club. Now, if we're saying between Real Madrid and West Ham, which I'm hearing West Ham is one of his third choice, then that becomes a different debate. But as long as we're talking about PSG, a French club, I think that has to have an impact on Kylian Mbappe as well.
Stevie, you say it's not about the money. If it is about winning Champions League, then he would have to go to Real Madrid, right?
Oh, my point is, it should not be. If you're Kylian Mbappe, the decision you're making, if it's about the money, then I'm disgusted with you, quite frankly. This should have nothing to do with the money. This should be about his career. This should be about what he thinks is the best thing to do. And yes, of course, being a Parisian guy and a French guy and wanting to win, of course, but that should be at the top of the list. The money, quite frankly, should be at the bottom of the list. Because if he gets 50 from PSG and 45 from Real Madrid, that shouldn't even come into it. That's my point. And all the other stuff's annoying as well. Your mum and dad's your agent. I mean, seriously.
I mean, that's everybody now.
Yeah, but it's stupid. No wonder nothing can get done and things are not clear. And then this other nonsense. This is so PSG. Supposedly, he's been told he's going to be the captain. Well, hold on a second. If Pochettino leaves and the new manager comes in, what happens if he doesn't want him to be the captain? And quite frankly, do you really want Kylian Mbappe as your captain? No, you don't. So this is really a PSG all over. Everything about it is kind of upside down. It should be about what Kylian Mbappe wants to do. Shouldn't be about the money or all this stupid nonsense about the armband or anything like that.
Jules, money or trophies? What do you think is the key motivation here for Mbappe as he sits over this decision?
He's always said it's not about the money, and I want to believe him. I mean, he's going to be super rich by the end of his career anyway, wherever he goes. So PSG are just trying everything they can, I think, to keep him. That's the thing. We discussed it before. So you throw a lot of money, you throw a lot of promises, you throw everything you can, image right, armband, all of that. Whether it's right or wrong, right now they're in a position where they feel like we have to do everything we can to keep him anyway. But for him, he's always said that it's about ambition, trophies, project. Everything that Stevie says is right, and I want to believe him when this is what we're getting through. But is it a lack of ambition if he stays another year and has one more go at winning it and be the first guy to take that trophy to Paris? Maybe not. Is it the right time now to go to Real Madrid? Yeah, I mean, there's not good time to go to Real Madrid, and especially to play with Karim Benzema. So I don't know. I can see why it's such a strong dilemma and why they've gone over it over and over and over again, and why I still believe they haven't decided yet, because I think it's a very, very difficult choice to make.
Jules, what about the Real Madrid perspective here? They're in the Champions League final without him. Should they spend the money elsewhere?
I don't think so. I think if you can get Kylian Mbappe, now that he's 23 and he's already one of the best players in the world, go and get him. I think if he doesn't come this summer, and again, Real Madrid are still very optimistic that they will get him this summer, but they know that if it's not this summer anyway, it will be the following one, in 2023 or maybe 2024 at the latest. And then, but then eventually he will be theirs. There's no doubt. And because he's still so young, he's got plenty of time ahead of him. So I don't think you should spend the money somewhere else. I don't know what happens if they can't get him and they can't get Haaland either this summer. What do? They play the waiting game and strengthen somewhere else. Maybe, as we know, Rudiger is coming. They need the right back. They need maybe another midfielder. So they can then invest in those positions. And like we said, Kylian is going to come at some point. Or you're disappointed and you said, you know what, then let's go and sign a top striker and maybe try to get Haaland last minute if he's not so keen on coming. I don't know. It's a tricky one because they're convinced that he's coming to Madrid in the summer. So it'd be interesting to see the reaction if he doesn't come.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.